I might just go and do this whole episode later on today. Uh, when people post things in the groups that they would like for me to put in video form, I'll do that. I really enjoy getting my point across in video. And I always want the supporters. If I've always said this too, I've always felt this way. If I'm incorrect on something, I want the supporters to civilly let me know about it, and then I'll correct it, because I'm not happy with false information that's out there about the deaths of these two boys. You know, I'm that's supporter mentality to me. They don't care. I'll give you an example. They have Horror Lad on there, Steve-O, who doesn't know the case, who once made a joke about a reindeer being out back with that was missing a sock, and he said, without even knowing the case, he said, "I'm going to crack this case, and we're going to get Darlie." I mean, come on, man, that's ridiculous. But if if I get something wrong, I want to be corrected, because I'm here for this case. And you won't get anywhere in this case if you're not teachable. That's one thing about me, is I am teachable. If they catch me in something, fine. If they I'll fix it. I won't argue it to. I'm not doing this just to be right. I'm not a supporter. Supporters will say things just to be right. Kathy Ramsey has got a severe case of that. She just wants to be right, period. Doesn't matter Devin Damon's in the ground or not. Don't matter to her. Mm-mm. But Becky Boo, who comments and watches all my videos, and she always comments on them. So does Kimmy Freak. Now, Kimmy Freak, if you're watching this again, I hate to say that. It sounds weird, but it's a cool name. You put a post, you commented under one of my videos about the oldest uh, case of filicide, where it was in 1800s, where this lady had killed her two kids, blamed it on neighbors, sliced her own throat. I'd like to know more about that. I'd like to know more about that. I was going to go back and research it, but I can't find that comment anywhere now. So if you can email me about that, it's BryanSt@gmail.com. I appreciate your viewing my videos and making some really good comments under them. That's what I want to be under there. I was just talking to Pam this morning. She's commenting under my videos, which, when they're hour long, an hour and a half long, I can understand people skipping through them. But some of the answers that I gave verbally are the same answers that she's writing down under there, which is fine. I mean, I want those to be there. I want my channel to be a plethora of information about Darlie Routier's guilt. That's what I want. It was before, and then when people started noticing it, that's when I started getting way more views. I don't understand how, years ago I used to get hundreds of thousands of views, and people know that. That's what I want. I want I want my passion for this case to be a hub for information on Darlie's 100% undeniable guilt. I don't think I know everything. I'd like to know everything. I don't consider myself an expert in this case. I don't. I just go on. I take it from James Cron, when James Cron said, "You just take a common sense approach," and that's what I'm trying to do. Take a common sense approach. And sometimes I'll have it wrong, but not very much. And if I get something wrong, I will publicly state, "Hey, I got this wrong," and I'll remove it. But anyways, and but anyways, Becky Boo found this right here, and this is absolute crap.
Oh, that Bryan St.John, he doesn't have a lot of fear of putting his thoughts out there, regardless of who it offends. But
I absolutely do not. because we're talking about two children that are in the ground now and can't speak. They can't speak for themselves. I don't care who it offends. I really don't. I am very serious about putting what I know to be the truth out in this case. I don't care. But listen to Mystery Maverick.
Uh,
I don't know. He likes confrontation, but then I've messaged him before on like some of his videos and stuff, and he doesn't want to get into it. As soon as I go into the evidence and stuff, he sort
well,
of like
he wants to come on my show.
Well, Tara, I don't much care to argue with you, but I have put up videos that's got your name in them, that's got where you've gotten things wrong, and you don't care to comment under them. But when I see you up under people's videos that are calling me a white supremacist, or when you start talking, because you get nasty, you start talking about my son, you want to draw me into an argument. You want to draw me into where I'll get out of character with you real quick. But I do make videos about you that have your name on them that you don't comment under. And there's a few of them that say Mystery Maverick gets it wrong that you don't comment under. But you're a very nasty woman when you're cornered. And like I said, I've seen you all over looking for trouble and drama and hanging out with people that have caused trouble for me in my personal life before. Rich and I had a talk about that where you posted under that some guy was calling me Brian St. James saying I was a white supremacist. Your ass was right up under there. And I'm not going to deal with nasty people. Nasty, because that's when you're taking it away from the Darlie Routier case. You just want to be right. Then one of your tells is, you see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? You see what I'm saying? You said over there and called us morons and everything else. But you are welcome to comment under my videos. You have a couple times. It's not like I haven't wanted to argue with you. You know things that I don't, that I'm not qualified to argue about. I'm not qualified to argue about some of your forensic stuff. But you're not qualified to say, Waddell was asleep in his cruiser. Or, you double talk. I mention you constantly in my videos and you don't come back to rebuke it. What are you going to do? Get up there and try to cause trouble for my family again? Because that's where you were at before. Your comments were under there. Those people cause trouble for my family. You're nasty. You're a nasty woman. Your behavior is nasty. And I don't care to be involved with that. But I do make videos of you. I'm making one now that you won't comment under.
He trails off, Rich. He don't want to talk about it because he knows I'm talking sense and what what he's saying is nonsense. So.
Well,
if you think what I'm saying is nonsense, feel free to get on there and correct me. Tell us again about Waddell sleeping in his cruiser, because you put that out in one of your videos. Tell us how you knew that. Was he reprimanded for it? Was there another officer that saw that happen? Well, how did he hear the call if he was asleep? What time was it when he was asleep? And then another one when you said the medical examiner actually said that Damon could live no longer than 9 minutes. And no. She said, you can't tell. Then you and Rich did a whole spot where you're backtracking and, you take this time and add it by that time, and then the theory of relativity, and back in 1974, and then this time right here, 4 minutes here, 3. You backtracked because you know that she did not say that. So what you were saying was nonsense. And you knew I was talking sense. That's why you didn't come back on that one either. But I do make videos about you, and I would go through your videos and and uh and break them down piece by piece. But I know you're like Danelle and them. You're nasty enough. And see, when somebody makes a copyright on me, a strike on my channel, I can beat them, but it takes a little bit of typing and stuff like that. Danelle and Sully are good for that. Danelle reported me 16 times in one day while she's telling everybody she don't have time to respond to stuff because she's got a life. But I put up a video where it shows where Danelle reported me 16 times, and I have to go through each and every one of those to rebut that. And I know damn well that if I was to go through your channel, that you would try to copy, make a strike on me as I'm using your content. You always claim, well, he uses other people's content because he's got no talent. Let me tell you something. This whole Darlie Routier story, Devin and Damon and Darren, it's all their content. It's their life. That's not your content. You didn't go in there and kill them kids, did you? It's somebody else's content. All of it is someone else's content. This is their life. What have you brought to the case that was new, that wasn't spoken somewhere else, Mystery Maverick?
He wants to come on my show, Tara.
I just really believe that he's just got a thing because, like, ever since I found out about his so-called, how he said about Darlie Key and how she did this, that, and the other. It's called him, accused him of murdering the boys and all this nonsense.
It's not nonsense. People saw that. Darlie Key came out publicly and claimed that 85J was my print, and she wanted it compared. And where was I at on June the 6th, 1996? And you're damn right that pissed me off. Because when I left support, I had no intention of ever commenting on the case again. I felt duped. I felt like, damn, these people lied to me. And I really believed that this woman didn't do it. So I felt duped. And Pam Collins and some of the older, not older, but long-time supporters that have been around, they know when I left that group that I had no intention of speaking about this case again. But then supporters would not shut up about it. He was writing her love letters. Proved wrong. They said I've attacked Drake. They said I've done this and done that and harassed their families and went to police. I've never done any of that. Never. One thing that they don't like is an aggressive supporter, because I was aggressive about it. I was Rich Prater. I was aggressive about it. You can see over on Free Darlie, if you just type in Pamela Lakes Collins or BryanSt.John in the search, you can see where her and I were arguing back in 2011. But I had no intention of ever speaking about the case again. But when she did that, when she said that, when she lightweight accused me of the crime, even if she was being sarcastic, the best way to get somebody back is to do better. Do better. She did create a monster in me when she put that on me. Not only will I prove that I had nothing to do with it, I'll prove that the only person that did have something to do with that is Darlie Routier. She should have never said that to me. She did create a monster on that one. And that's when I started really digging into the case. And that fucking bitch gonna accuse me? Okay. And then, just like, I'll give you an example of some of the things that you guys do. This new guy, Steve-O, he's got me blocked for no reason. I can't comment on his stuff. He's more than welcome to comment. That's because that's all you supporters do. When somebody new comes in, they say, oh, that BryanSt.John, you can stay away from him. He's a bad, bad man. You guys have been putting me in jail since 2011. I've been going to prison since then. I've done all this harassing and insult, and I've been charged with it 1,000,000 times, right? I've been locked up over it 100,000,000 times. No. When somebody puts something out there like, well, no, that's not what superficial means, and then you show them that is what superficial means, they take that as harassment. Danelle tried that shit on me too. But this time I saved her conversations. I was nice as possible to these people. I even asked my groups that I have, I said, look, let's just let Danelle have the run of the group. Let's not block her. Let's not be mean to her. Just let her do what she wants to do. Let her get it out of her system. And in the end, I knew that we'd be able to show her for the person that she is. She is a liar. She lies for her sister. She lies. Now, my child didn't sit on the stand and say from age 8 on, her dad was doing this and that to her. That was her sister that said that. And she came back to me and said, "Oh, what, you molesting your own kids? Why are you so stuck on that? Yeah, you just haven't got caught yet." And then I brought my children into it, my teenage children into it. And you could, the desperation in her, oh, so you're going to bring kids in it? I don't know. Well, you're going to wake them up? You're damn right I'm going to wake them up for that. She's nasty. She's a liar. And she will out and out lie. Just like she said, Darlie lost 50% of her blood. That's a fucking lie. She's a liar. And you too, Mr. Maverick. You just want to be right. What does you going under a video where some guy's calling me a white supremacist? What's that got to do with Darlie's innocence? You tell me. Trying to cause trouble? You know who that guy is? Trying to cause trouble? It was a couple years ago. Rich said he had a talk with you about that, as a matter of fact. He said he had a talk with you about another comment that you put under Real World Podcast. He's still doing that. He's still doing it. He's harassing women again. I don't give a fuck if you got tits or not. This is about Darlie Routier killing her kids to me.
Well,
I don't know. I just find him very unbelievable. And like, I've had conversations, and he just cuts off after I've like commented, because he just can't get out of the truth.
I have never had a conversation with her. Never. She's talking about the truth. I've never had a conversation with her. She has left a couple comments under my videos. But I've never had a conversation with her. And when I was on the panel with Mystery Maverick and Rich, she didn't have anything to say to me. She didn't say anything. Hardly ever. Basically, me and Rich were talking. She didn't have nothing to say. Nothing. So I challenge you, Mystery Maverick. If you think I'm nonsense, you're more than welcome to come and post under my channel. I'm not a pussy. I think if somebody is like, I think, and this is just my opinion, and it's going to sound smart, but I think that the reason Rich has got me blocked over there is because he's a pussy. He doesn't want to hear the truth. I tried to leave a comment last night over there. When you leave a comment, when you're blocked on somebody's channel, you can leave your comment under their video, but then you reset, reset, and you go back, and the comment's gone. You know, he's got me blocked over there, which is totally unfair, because Rich knows that I've never done anything on his channel but have respect. Now, my channel, he was trying to tell me, well, you can start out by not being insultive and being personal. No, in my channel, you can come over and insult me if you want. My channel's my channel. Your channel's your channel. I'm not going to come to your house and shit on your toilet seat. I'm not doing that. I do have that much couth about me. I've never disrupted his channel, and he knows it. There's been a couple times, though, that I put some very valid answers to some questions, and they disappear. And Rich swears up and down they didn't disappear, that he didn't take them off of there. But Rich swears up and down that he's a private investigator. You guys notice how he won't touch that? He will not touch that. I got 2 different videos up calling him out about being a private investigator, and he will not touch that. Because the only answer that he can have is, no, I'm not a real private investigator. Or he can come back and say, well, I don't have to tell you anything. I ain't got to prove shit to you. Either way, he's not going to come back with, yes, I'm a private investigator, and here's my credentials. Yeah, you need to prove it. Because when they set James Cron and all these medical people and these forensic experts on the stand, the very first things that they asked them is for their credentials. You know, they want to know what gives you, who are you to be speaking on this? And to me, Rich can keep avoiding that question. We're all watching it. Rich can keep avoiding that question all we want. We know that you're lying. We know you're lying about that, Rich. You are not a private investigator. And it's come out of your mouth more than one time. I've worked with some of the world's best. On what? You said the reason that you were quiet for so long after I said, well, we shut them up, you said that you were working on other cases. Okay? That's what you said. The reason I haven't been here is because I'm working on other cases. Well, who hired you? What are these other cases? Are you going to put them up in video form? Or is that just some bullshit that came out your mouth? Sully might have a chance at becoming a private investigator. You have, in the state of Texas, you have to have 3 years of investigative uh, experience before you can even be considered for a private eye license. Private investigators are hired by other people to investigate crimes, do background checks, surveillance, and stuff like that. Who hired you, Rich? Nobody. You're not going to touch that. You can't.
Well, first